Ever wonder what really goes on in your head during a physical confrontation? Well, today we're going to dive right into that raw psychology. And we're doing it by looking directly at the experiences of some martial arts students. They've been grappling with a pretty fundamental question, and honestly, their insights are fascinating.
So, let me put that same question to you. In a real fight, where would you rather be, standing up or on the ground? Just think about that for a second, your gut reaction. It probably says a lot about your own instincts. And for these students, this wasn't some thought experiment. This was the absolute core of their training.
Okay, so let's break down what we're actually talking about here. The students were basically looking at two different but super related ideas, standing grappling and something they call ground proofing.
All right, first up, standing grappling. You can pretty much picture this, right? It's the fight while you're still on your feet. And the goal here isn't to win. It's all about control. You're using things like locks and throws, but not to get a knockout. As one student, Matt B, put it, the whole point is just to get someone to let go, to create distance so you can get out of there.
And then there's ground proofing. Yeah, this is pretty much the worst case scenario. You've been taken down. Now the goal here is all about defense and escape. It is not about trying to win a fight on the ground, it's about surviving long enough to get back on your feet. The goal is super simple and super urgent. Just get back up.
So when you put these two situations in front of the students, their initial reactions were, well, almost identical. Nearly everyone felt that gut-level comfort with being on their feet. No surprise there, right?
And just look at this. It really shows the huge psychological split. When you think standing, what comes to mind? Feeling natural, mobile, in control, having options, everything you want, right? But on the ground, that's a whole different story. Vulnerable, limited, stuck, and then panic. It's a recipe for it. So we're not just talking about a physical difference here. This is a massive, massive mental game.
Riley B just nails this feeling. The two big words here are natural and options. I mean, think about it. We live our entire lives standing up. It's our default setting. It's where we feel like we can actually do something, move, react, escape.
And then Matt B adds this other really cool layer. I love how he puts this, a lot more axes of movement. It's so true. When you're standing, you can go anywhere, forward, back, side to side, you can turn, you can drop down. But on the ground, you're just flat on your back. Your entire world, all your options, they just shrink down to almost nothing.
Okay, so let's dig a little deeper into that feeling of being vulnerable on the ground, because it's about more than just not being able to move.
And here's Riley again, really hitting that core emotion. It's the loss of control. That's what leads straight to panic. When someone is physically on top of you, your world gets smaller and your brain can just shut down, right into pure, raw fear.
This is so interesting. Listen to how Dekoryan C connects the physical situation to a psychological one. Being on the ground doesn't just feel dangerous. It feels like you've already lost, like the fight's over. And man, what a devastating mindset to be trapped in.
And then Penelope points out something huge that happens because of all that stress. It literally messes with your ability to think. All those techniques you practiced, all the moves you know, they can just poof, vanish when you're completely overwhelmed by that feeling of being stuck. Your brain's processing power just gets hijacked by the panic.
So on the surface, this all seems pretty black and white, right? You have one situation of power and another of complete powerlessness. But as the students got deeper into their training, they started to notice something surprising, a connection.
And this is the big aha moment. What the students figured out was that underneath all the obvious differences between standing up and being on the ground, there's this set of universal principles that works for both.
And here they are. Principles like using leverage over strength, focusing on balance and structure, and of course, staying calm. The huge discovery was that the actual physics of control are the same whether you're standing up or flat on your back. It all comes down to using technique, leverage, balance, angles, instead of just raw muscle. And you know, none of that stuff works if you can't keep your cool.
Joel A just lays it out so clearly here. The answer isn't to be stronger, it's to be smarter. Things like smart body positioning, timing, and leverage, those are the ultimate equalizers. And they work just as well when you're on your feet as when you're fighting your way back up to them.
And then Cameron L, who mentions being a smaller person, really drives home why this is so empowering. It means these principles make self-defense something anyone can learn, no matter their size. It's not about who's bigger or stronger. It's about who understands how to use physics to their advantage.
But you know what? The biggest takeaway for these students wasn't actually about fighting at all.
It was about how these same ideas started changing the way they saw everything, even outside the training room.
And this is the ultimate lesson, right here. The real point of the training isn't learning how to fight. It's about building the awareness and the mindset so you never have to fight at all.
I mean, listen to this from Catherine B. It's such a powerful real-world example. The training just made her more aware. She's staying off her phone when she's out. She's paying attention. She's not making herself an easy target. That is what self-defense is really about.
And Jaden H. just brings it all home. The number one rule, the most important principle, you don't want to fight. This kind of training isn't about looking for a fight. It's about building the confidence and awareness to see trouble coming and create distance way before things ever get physical.
So that leaves us with one last question to think about. And it's not just about a physical fight, it's about, well, life. When things go sideways, when you get metaphorically knocked flat on your back and you feel totally vulnerable and stuck, what are the core principles you use to stay calm, find your leverage, and get back to your feet?